All right. When this question came in, I thought it was going to be a simple answer. Did a little digging because I wanted to make sure. But the question was, I'm on a low protein diet. What are going to be the best sources of protein for me to consume, being that I'm on a low protein diet? The assumption is this person has some kidney things maybe going on that you need to be mindful of. First thing in regards to the kidneys is making sure you have accurate diagnoses for this. I've been told in the past that I have kidney issues because I mistakenly did a really hard workout the day of or the day before labs. So doing anything like that can throw your GFR, which is a standard test on a blood panel, can throw it wackadoodle from a workout. These tests are algorithmic driven and they're not as precise. And also making sure your provider is aware that, hey, if they're like, oh, your kidney function, you're like, oh, I did a really hard workout. I did MRF the day before. That's not going to be an accurate lab for you. So you'd want to do these labs with a day of rest, maybe 2 easy workouts. You don't want to go into really any labs after a really, really hard workout. It's not going to be the most accurate. On that note, my wife, she discussed in the previous video that she orders a cystatin C test specifically for those who do high intensity exercise and to make sure that the kidney function diagnosis, if you will, is a little more accurate. That test is a little more precise to kidney functions, not as influenced as heavy by training and working out. So me, for instance, when we get that test, my kidney function's spot on. The reason you want to be mindful of kidney function is because if it is declining, there could be a handful of things. I'm not a medical professional, but there could be a handful of things going on there. High blood pressure, genetic things. I don't really know what they all are. But this is the red flag is if you do have kidney function going on, your kidney function declining as you age, it's irreversible. Your liver can heal itself from pretty significant damages. Kidney function, not so much. So those little buggers, you want to take good care of them because it is not something that we can reverse, and it does decline with aging, but it is something we definitely need to be mindful of. So because of that, I dug a little deeper into understanding protein and what's influencing this. The biggest thing when it comes to kidneys and being easy on them is going to be limiting your phosphorus intake. Keeping phosphorus intake as low as possible. Sadly, red meat is one of the higher sources, lots of phosphorus in it. So you're gonna wanna stay away from that, right? Also on the list of do not eats is organ meat. Not a problem for me because I've tried it, can't do it, but though it's really high in phosphorus, dairy products, cheeses are really high in phosphorus. So these are gonna be things that definitely wanna stay away from. One of the red flags I took a note of was processed meats like deli meats, bacons, things with a lot of preservatives in them. The preservatives could have a lot more phosphorus in it. These typically can be up to 500 to 1,000 milligrams of phosphorus in those deli meats. These are things that you want to avoid, all right? Shellfish, sardines and anchovies, nuts and seeds also made it to that list, being pretty high in phosphorus for how much you're able to eat. So just 1 ounce of almonds has 137 milligrams of phosphorus, which is significant, right? As far as what we're talking about. So when it comes to, I got my notes, things you want to eat. Egg whites, number 1, near zero phosphorus in egg whites. You want to remove the yolk, which also hurts my heart because I do think yolks are healthy, but in your situation, if you're trying to stay low protein, minimize phosphorus, or a lower protein diet, you want to maximize your ability to take in as much protein as possible while keeping phosphorus low, protect your kidneys. Egg whites is going to be your number 1 go-to, all right? Second to that is going to be lean chicken, lean turkey. So the breasts, you're going to want to get the less fatty cuts. Those are going to be low in phosphorus. White fishes, not actually, I do like white fishes flavor wise, but those are going to be some of the lower seafood choices of phosphorus. And then when it comes to plant-based proteins that are going to be low in phosphorus that are complete protein, probably going to look at like quinoa. There's a couple other ones. Let me get my notes. I don't look into these. Quinoa, soy. Soy is pretty low in phosphorus. I don't like soy. So your tofus, edamames, those things. And then chia seeds, pretty good. Buckwheat, pretty good. These are complete proteins. They have full branched chain amino acid profiles that you need for rebuilding muscle and for connective tissue. You can also, eat a variety of vegetables is going to be probably pretty good. Again, I don't know the phosphorus intake, didn't look it up on everything, but keeping that phosphorus low, number one thing, egg whites. And so I hope this helps. Hope this brings some insights. If you got some questions, feel free to let me know. I found this actually to be quite interesting. I was not aware of the scope of this. And so also thinking through labs and getting labs in the future. And because I do consume a healthy chunk of red meat with the amount of ground beef I eat, I might back off a little bit on that now, be a little more mindful, especially around labs. So 2 ways to look at that. If I'm going to get my labs done, if you want an accurate score based on your daily lifestyle, maybe do the lifestyle up to the labs. And then if it's good, you're good. And then you can make some potential modifications afterwards if it's not. And this would be a place to maybe start and look. So again, talk to your medical provider, talk to your person about that that's a little more specific, medically oriented. But hope this helps. Love you guys. Keep sending me the questions. I'll keep fighting like hell to answer them.